Here is a photo released by WikiLeaks featuring John Podesta and a team of adults wearing the same clothes. There is also a young girl and the only person in the room wearing different clothes, looking really traumatized. There are many people who say this is a photo of Madeleine McCann, who disappeared on the evening of the 3rd of May 2007 from her bed in a holiday apartment in the resort of the Algarve region of Portugal, sparking what one newspaper called the most heavily reported missing person case in modern history. Her whereabouts remain unknown. And it just so happens that John and Tony Podesta were in the area at the time. This is the $1 million mansion belonging to Clement Freud, a grandson of Sigmund Freud, that sits only a third of a mile from where Madeleine was abducted. While searching for their daughter, the McCanns were invited to this house many times by Freud, claiming it would get them out of the glaring media. UK police have confirmed that the now known paedophile Clement Freud was out of the country when Madeleine was abducted. However, his home has been loaned out to two friends of his, John and Tony Podesta. Police put out EFA images of suspects wanted for questioning, which bore an uncanny resemblance to the Podesta brothers. And if those images aren't damning enough, take a look at the sketch of the alleged possible accomplice. However, these were important people at the time, friends and colleagues of the Clintons and Jeffrey Epstein, and the police investigation in Portugal were quickly pushed in different directions. As we noted earlier, Maddie's whereabouts are still unknown. When the idea was first floated that there was a massive paedophile ring at the highest levels of power, it was almost unanimously rejected by the mainstream media and the people alike. Nobody wanted to believe that such a deviant and degenerate collective could exist in the modern world, let alone the United States. Yet as more was revealed through WikiLeaks and the tireless research through the alternative community, the true sinister depths to which this story goes began to materialise. And the evidence continues to mount. The language used by Podesta in his emails is still being used by paedophiles online, as Project Veritas proved this week.
I went through each post and I started to notice there was even children that were offering to sell their body to these older individuals. They're using some terminology here, a lot of things being brought up about pizza and cooking and this and that and CP. A lot of them are acronyms for child pornography. Cheese pizza would be CP. When they talk about another group, they're talking about another Telegram group, and to join that group you have to send child pornography to another user, like one of the moderators I believe it was, and then they would invite you. So it's kind of like proving you're not a police officer. My next steps with this data is to work with Project Veritas one by one, go through all of these email accounts, all these usernames, all these profile photos, and associate them with human beings. Nathan Larson, he went by 2 different usernames on the site. I didn't know who he was at that time. I never heard his name before. I Googled him and saw that he was a politician, that he ran for Congress multiple times.
I would favor, legalizing incest.
And he said it's not enough to rape kids and take their innocence. You also needed to produce the next generation with them. Let them see that you prefer to rape the offspring you have with them than continue having sex with a woman who is no longer a jailbait.
The elite are far more evil than most people can possibly comprehend. Here is Barbara Marx Hubbard of the globalist elite World Future Society slipping and admitting to eating babies.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight, the babies we eat.
That's one hell of a slip to make. The Rock is on camera joking that he likes to eat babies too.
I eat children. How old are you?
12.
Oh, okay. Only to 10.
That's a strange thing to be joking about. Even stranger than when Shia LaBeouf had a mental breakdown and his programming was breaking when he said Steven Spielberg likes to eat babies.
Can you tell us a secret about Steven Spielberg? He eats babies. Whole babies.
Jim Carrey a few years ago said Hollywood elites eat children at Christmas. This goes all the way back to the old Canaanite religions, whereby families would sacrifice their own children to their demon gods Baal and Moloch. These elites who lock down our world, enslave us financially, and inject us with deadly mRNA gene therapies worship these ancient deities. This information has been scrubbed from the internet, but it has long been part of human knowledge. There is an anthropological encyclopedia of human sacrifice, the Golden Bough, which is 100 years old and very well known. It's briefly glimpsed at the end of Apocalypse Now. Probably the most famous Satanist of all time, Aleister Crowley, once remarked that the most perfect sacrifice is a young boy of innocence and very high intelligence. But hey, I'm sure he was just joking like The Rock, Shia LaBeouf and Steven Spielberg were joking. Here at The People's Voice, we are determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elites, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel and share this video far and wide, and join the People's Voice Locals community, the link is below, to interact with our awesome community and support the work of our channel. I hope to see you there.